killed the cultists in this room and started to fight the slaughter brute. He broke free of his bonds and charged down the hallway in a vicious rampage. And yeah, you guys defeated him in this room. And I think that was everything for last week. All right. So, what is the plan for this evening, gents?
I don't, Darren, do you want to go upstairs and kill the guy in the courtyard? And
Yeah, I
then,
guess might as well. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's because potentially, like, if we would just let that go, he might turn into like a big bad at some point in the game. You know how that stuff kind of tends to happen in these kinds of situations. So I guess we'll go upstairs and kill the courtyard abomination and then head to King's Garden.
Okay. Where is your owl?
I don't know. He's probably still down in Rymy's. Is he still down in Rymy's lair?
Okay. Oh, you know what? I probably have a copy of him on the first floor map. All right, so you guys want to just fast travel to the start of the dungeon?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to show you guys walking back through. Spent a lot of time here. I think you guys went in here. It's going to take a sec to load because the map is really big.
Did you guys try out the new layout for Roll20?
No, I want to come in and mess with it before I run a game with it.
There's like a side. They updated like the sidebar.
Yeah, there's improved navigation on the toolbar. Can you guys see the map, or is it too loading too much?
For me.
It's all up. It's just taking a while for it to move over and respond. But it should be all right.
Maybe if I take this down. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Okay, you guys are right there.
So, are the zombies still in the courtyard?
Yes.
Can I have? Let me see here.
Well, technically, they're inside this building.
Okay.
Behind the door, I think you scouted them out with the arcane eye.
Yep. Can I go ahead and have my familiar make a perception check to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Outside in the courtyard. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
let's see here. Let's see if I can do this correctly. A D20. What's the advanced roller? Oh, that's cool. All right. So he's 11 on perception.
Okay, so you're familiar. Nocturne takes a flight around the courtyard, and he sees this abomination here just sort of standing idly. And there's very little movement in the courtyard, save for crows and carrion feeders that came to gorge on the corpses that litter around the battlefield.
Okay. And all the zombies are still inside?
Yes, you don't. Nocturne's. He doesn't see any of these zombies in the courtyard. Seems like they would perhaps still be inside these doors.
Okay.
Sorry, these rooms behind those doors.
All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get ready to step out into the courtyard.
Okay, Rudo, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'll be right there, and we can have Torque take the first steps for safety.
Sounds good.
All right, did you want to do anything janky or just kind of run in and attack them?
I don't really have anything. Well, I'm cool with running in and starting the encounter. If things get kind of janky, like if I need to do anything janky, I can do that too.
Okay, cool. All right. Right before Torque steps out, I'm gonna. Actually, no, I'm just gonna wait. Hold on for that. Okay, cool. In that case, I guess I'll let Torque run in and hit this guy with his big dumb sword.
Okay, please give me 1 second. Okay, so he's going to run over here and attack the abomination.
Yee.
I think he should actually be that big. Okay, you can go ahead and roll your attack. Oh, wait. I will say, no, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well,
And then if you guys want, you can roll for initiative.
all right, so I guess double checking what I see is this clear courtyard and this guy. What is he holding?
He appears to be so he looks like a flesh golem that's been stitched together. So I guess the easiest way to imagine him would be like Rotgut from World of Warcraft, or the guys that patrol the what are they just called, abominations?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the big fat meat hook dudes.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're he's like stitched together. I'm trying to get a picture here of these guys. Yeah, here's a good. He appears to be a flesh golem, but he's stitched together from different body parts. And also, you can recall that one of the guardsmen in the tower told you that he has a red dragonborn head on his left arm.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of looks like that. He's just a big ugly.
Big
And
ugly.
yeah, you just see him standing there in the courtyard.
Okay, cool. All right, well, you're going to hear that warrior dash down, and he's going to run in and attack him. 14.
14 is a miss.
Yep, figures.
All right, so Torque runs in and moves to strike with his runic greatsword and misses. Also, I guess he steps in this pentagram, this circle that's drawn on the ground.
Yep, he's like right here on the side of it. Looks like he could maybe stand outside of it and hit him.
Okay,
Not
that's
really
fine.
sure what that looks like.
All right. Well, so he runs up to attack the abomination and misses, which draws the attention of the creature, who's going to glower down at Torque and throw its head back and let out this guttural, otherworldly roar. And why don't you guys roll for initiative?
$20.
Okay, so here is going to be the order of battle. It'll be Rudo, and then some Bads, and then Savik, and then the Abomination. So, Rudo, you're up first. All right, so Torque, you see Torque run up, whiff, draws the attention of the Abomination, who throws his head back and lets out this roar. As he lets out this roar, this door, both of these doors begin, you can hear something like scratching, clawing to break through on the other side. And I wonder what it is, guys.
Wonder what it could be.
It could be anything.
What? It could even be a boat.
All right, you go ahead. It's your turn.
All right. So I see the circle of blood, huh?
Yeah, giant circle of blood drawn around him.
All right. Do I get like a magical note from it? Does it seem magical in nature?
You may have to make some sort of check. Give me 1 second. I will say passively, yes. Yes, you get a sense that it may be magical in nature.
Great. So here's
Sorry, I had to check.
okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Rudo's gonna start by just pulling out his little crossbow and attacking the big bad. He'll get a 25 and a 21.
Hit.
All right, so that is 26 damage. And then Torque's going to take a sword and he's going to strike the blood ring. And with that, he's going to pump one of his dispel magics that is in his sword.
Shit. Could dispel magic. I need to look that up. Sorry. Would it dispel like a magical pentagram? Choose any creature, object, or magical effect. Yep. All right, one more thing. Okay, so it's any spell of third or lower. Okay, here's what I will say happens. The dispel magic is able to dispel the outer ring, leaving only the central pattern of the pentagram intact.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep. Anyways, that will be our turn.
Okay. All right, Rudo. After you, we got some buddies up here, and I think they're gonna make an attack. You'll never guess what their attack is called. It's
Dog
called
zombie.
Slam. It's
Dog zombie.
Dog zombie. Yeah. Slam. Oh, okay. So they press against the door and the door holds. Okay, Savik, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and move out into the courtyard. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go up into the corner here. Nope. No. Uh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I can only move here. I'm going to move up here and ready in action. And that's going to be my turn for now.
Okay. After you, oh man, it's the Abomination's turn. All right, Rudo and Torque. Just give me 1 sec here. Okay, he's gonna raise his left arm at Torque, and you see this desiccated head, decapitated red dragonborn head on the end of it, and where he would open up his hand, instead the jaw opens, and he aims it at Torque, and he's gonna blast a 30-foot cone of fire breath. So Torque and Rudo, you need to make a dexterity saving throw or take fire damage.
Fire damage, okay. I need to double check what Torque rolls. Let's see what we got. All right, I'll Rudo first and Torque.
Okay. Nice.
Holy shit. All right,
Nice.
22, 21.
Okay, you guys are going to take half 20 damage.
20 damage. Holy shit, snacks. I think I will use Absorb Elements to further have that to 10 on Rudo.
Okay. Okay, so he holds out his left arm and the jaw opens and this gout of fire erupts out around you guys. And that will be the end of his turn. And after that, it'll be these guys up top to the north. And they are going to slam up against the door, but the door holds. Son of a bitch. Okay. That's a round down, Rudo. You're up.
All right. Well, thanks to Absorb Elements, my sword is now on fire, so I'm gonna run up and attack him. 23.
Hit.
All right, so I'm gonna roll damage, and then I'm gonna add d6 from the fire, and yeah. Not a lot. All right, so 9 damage, one of which is fire damage.
Okay.
But also, I am going to use all my new effects to give Torg 2d6 back.
Nice.
8.
Nice. It's like some red mage stuff.
Yee.
Okay. Very nice. Anything else for you?
Actually, yes. I'm so glad you asked. I am going to forego my bonus action to command Torg and use that's pretty cool. Wait, let me double check. Okay, great. I'm gonna cast Arshidal on Stride on myself as a bonus action. So my movement screen increases by 20, and I don't provoke attack of opportunity. And when I move through creature spaces, this will be useful maybe for some Zomskis. They take fire damage. So I'm gonna do that and then back the fuck up.
Okay. I need to reload because the dice roller glitched out.
Cool.
But it's cool. It's back now.
We'll go put it in here. Yeah.
All right. Anything else for you, Rudo? You back the fuck up?
Yep, nope, that is it for me. And then since I didn't command Torg to do anything, he will dodge on his turn.
Okay. All right. Well, then it's going to be the zombies just north of you, and hopefully they can break the door this time. Ooh. Jesus. Okay, well, they are unable to break through the door, unfortunately, because the AC of a wooden door is 15. And so they're going to make an attack against the door, and they're not piling up against it hard enough to break it. So they end their turn, and it's your turn, Savik.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and have Familiar fly in and take the help action. I'm going to go ahead and blast the Abomination with a firebolt and follow up with a crossbow attack. So that should be... Hold on. Let me get the advanced roller out.
No worries.
18, which I know, but there's no bonus on it. Let's see.
Well, I will tell you that 18 is a hit.
Okay. In that case, hold on. I got a couple more rolls to do to see if it's a crit or not. So this is a firebolt.
Never mind.
Make sure I got this right. Spell attack is now +7. All right, 18. And then that's 2d10.
Yeah, 18 hits.
All right. So firebolt for 11, and then I'm gonna roll the crossbow bolt attack. I'm gonna roll the crossbow bolt attack.
Mm-hmm. Have some of this.
For an 8. Uh, 19
Hit.
D8 plus 4. Ooh, for 12. So 20 damage on Mr. Stitches.
All right. Anything else for you?
No, that's gonna end my turn.
Okay. Let's see. At the end of your turn, I think the abomination is going to take a legendary action. And he's going to cast a spell. And you might say, well, how can he cast a spell? Well, he's standing in that neat pentagram. So you see this, these purple energies kind of rise up from within the inner level of the pentagram and empower him. And let's see. What is the range on this? Oof. You are one lucky bug. So are you. All right, he's gonna. Fuck, I don't even know if Torque's gonna be eligible for this, but okay, he's gonna cast Blight on Torque. Torque needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, you can cast it on me if he wants.
Well, you're out of range. The range is 30 feet, and you're 40 feet away.
Here you go, buddy.
Okay, I'll allow that. Yeah, he's gonna reach out and hit you with a wave of necromantic energy that is going to drain moisture and vitality from you. So make a con save, please.
19.
19's good. All right, you're going to take half.
Great.
15.
Great. I'll take half of that because I resist necrotic, so I'll take 7.
Yes. I figured there was a reason you willingly stepped forward.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know if Torque would have been. Who knows, but oh well.
Oh, well. All right, so he uses the legendary action to cast a spell, and now it'll be his turn. And I think he is going to attack. All right, so he's going to make 2 melee attacks, one with his clawed hand and one with his bite. Against.
Cool, you'll have disadvantage since Torque dodged.
Yes. All right, first attack, second attack. Oh, man, jeez. Fuck. Jesus, that would have been awesome. Okay, so he makes these 2 attacks. So, he misses with his claw and reaches down to bite Torque, but, he's stitched together from different parts and doesn't have the best eyesight. So he misses, and he'll end his turn there. To the north of him, these zombies are going to attack the door again. Fuck yeah. Okay, so they're going to hit, and they do 2d6 plus 2. For 9. All right, so they are going to break through the door. So you hear this door burst, kind of splinters and breaks in 2. And these zombies spill out into the courtyard. And let me see how far they can move. They'll take a step this way. Okay, that is a round down, and it's your turn, Rudo and Torque.
Great. I will pull up my crossbow and shoot the big guy. Wow. 22, 23.
Hit and hit.
That is 17 piercing, or 27 piercing total.
Damn.
Yeah. And then Torque is going to use his second and last, thing that he did and attack the inside part of the pentagram with his sword. To dispel it. That's the word.
He's using Dispel Magic?
Yep, he's using the second and last one that's in his sword.
Okay, it is the inner level of the pentagram is higher than 4th level, so you need to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus 5.
How about 27?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, okay. All right. So in that case, you dispel the pentagram. Why can't I grab that? There we go. All right. So Torque cleaves into the inner level of the pentagram and it dissipates.
Fuck yeah, well worth it. All right, and then he's just gonna pivot down to here,
Okay.
and that will be our turn.
Gotcha. All right. Well, to the directly north of you, the zombies behind this door are going to try and escape, which
Cool. I'm actually gonna come up here and put myself between the wizard and the zombies.
that's fine. All right. So they burst through this wooden door and they're going to move 20 feet. I think they'll just move 20 feet straight. So they come out into the courtyard in a swarm. These are 2 zombie swarms, by the way. And end their turn. So, Savik, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and guess what? You guessed it. Cast Fireball.
I'm so surprised.
So dexterity saving throws for all zombies, I guess.
For all the Rob zombies.
It's gonna catch, I think, almost all. It's gonna catch. Yeah, it'll catch the big boy too.
2, 10, and 2. That's 3 fails.
Okay. Advanced roller.
You did.
For 24.
Okay. Well, damn. Okay, so this fireball, I'm going to have to ungroup these. Oh, this is just a regular group of zombies. Okay. Okay, so there are 11, 12. Yeah, 12 zombies in each group with 24 damage. Give me 1 second. That'll knock 2 out of each group. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move back a little bit.
Okay.
Is there another entrance into is this another courtyard entrance down here to the south? Let me see if I can ping that.
Can you ping the...
Hold on. Maybe I need to use a different tool. Click and drag, draw. Um, I'm gonna. I'm just gonna move back in here then, into the
Okay.
court. Yeah.
Sounds good. At the end of your turn, I think it'll be the Abomination's turn. Do I want to? I'll have him go. Yeah. All right, and he's gonna move. He says, "Fuck your shit, Torque." So he's gonna move, prompting an opportunity attack. He moves here.
19 to hit.
19 is a hit.
Oh boy. He's gonna take, oh shit, 14 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so he runs off. Torque hits him as he runs by, and he's gonna come over here and let's see. I think he is going to raise his left arm again and issue Red Dragonborn Breath against you, Rudo.
What the fuck?
Yeah, make a dex save.
Okay. Woo!
Oh boy. All right, well, you take all this fire damage.
Okay.
43.
Cool. I will have that by using another level 1 absorb elements.
Okay,
So that'll be 21.
okay. Sounds good. Okay, so that uses up his turn, so that'll be the end of his turn. And I think the zombies to the northwest are going to come down here if they had the movement speed. They're going to come down here and start swarming over Torque. So you see these 10 zombies charge south and start attacking Torque. 15 versus AC.
Yes.
Fuck. Well, that sucks. All right, that's a round down, and it's your turn, Rudo and Torque.
Great. I'm gonna follow this exact path right here, and thanks to the spell that I have, oh shit! First, I need to make a concentration check.
Oh, I forgot to burn the big dude.
Yeah, I was just about to say he needs to take the rider from the firebolt.
All right. 20 succeed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run through these zomskies, and I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna do a d6 to each of them. If they're one group, then I guess it's 8d6 damage, fire damage that they take.
Oh, they're just going to take the damage automatically because you're running through them?
Yes, I basically leave a trail of fire because I'm really fast right now.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Go ahead and roll the damage.
All right, so it's either 33 total or 1 takes 6, 1 takes 5, 5, 1. Yeah, that whole. Depending on how you have them set it.
All right, that will kill 3 of the 10 that are up there. I don't know a better way to run. I've never run swarms before, but I read that it's just like the damage corresponds with the number of members of the swarm.
Right, that kind of makes sense to me.
I mean, just as long as it is good with you guys. But yeah, so that group is down to 7. And this is a pre-made set of minis, so I can't enter them, but there's 7 of them here.
Cool.
All right, so you run through there and you just conflagrate a couple of them on your way through, and they fall to the ground dead. And I suppose you're not taking opportunity attacks?
Correct, thanks to the same spell.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Is Torque doing anything?
Yeah, that was just my move action. Now I'm gonna shoot the big bad.
Okay.
19 and 17.
Those are both hits.
11 and 12, 23 piercing.
Okay.
And then I'll use the second use of my sweet new ability to give myself 2d6 HP back. 8.
Nice.
And then for my bonus action, I don't know if I want to move Torque or Command Torque or do something else. I will. Tell you what, I don't want to get flame breathed again, so I might. If this door's open and I can see inside, I actually might just use Misty Step and kind of pop back over here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that door is open. It's been broken down, and if you go in there, you're just in the lower level of the outer keep.
Perfect.
Which I think there's the other half of it is down on the lower half, but it really lags the map if it's the whole way open. So
yeah, no worries, dude. That is my turn, and since I didn't command Torque, he will dodge by default.
Okay. All right. Well, it'll be the zombies. Ooh, I think it's these guys first. What are they gonna do? I think that they're gonna turn and pursue you. All right. So these zombies are gonna come in here and attack you, Rudo. They come shuffling in there. 17.
Yes.
Fucking weak ass zombies. All right. In that case, it's Savik's turn.
Let's see here. Let me wait for this map to reload a second. All right, we're still loading.
No worries. Brandon was like, I keep forgetting that we play on Wednesdays because, like, when I went to Europe, he got all out of sync.
Right.
Said he might pop in later. Let's see if this is any better. I don't know if that's much bigger than the token you have now. Wow, I'm lagging like a motherfucker. It's a little bit bigger, Wes, if you want to use it.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I can't even see it.
Oh boy.
I'm stuck on the loading screen.
Well, I'm lagging hardcore right now. Are you lagging, Darren?
Nope.
Fancy Utah internet.
Yeah, buddy, you got that Google Fiber.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's legit. Do you notice a significant difference?
I don't know. I guess I haven't had too much problems before, but now I just definitely have very little problems.
Nice. Hey, while we wait for Wes, did you see that thing I put in the world building chat?
Oh, I saw it come in, but I was at work, so I didn't open it yet.
It's just about places of power.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I would like to try and implement. So it's things like ley line nodes, holy sites, primal refuges, and pure essence of magic.
Oh, sweet.
All right, it looks like I'm back in. All I have to do is wait for the map to load.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. That's not gonna quite work unless I hit it there. Or what I could do is something else. 1 second, let me check this out.
We all know what you really want to do.
All right, you're going to find out here pretty quickly. You're going to find out very quickly what I actually want to do. Okay. I need to see. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Let's see here. I still got the tool up here. Great. I'm gonna go ahead and use Wand of Lightning Bolt.
Oh, okay.
So big guy and zombies here need to make some dexterity saves.
All right, here goes. Hold on to your butt. I'm still lagging pretty bad. 15 for the abomination and 12 for the zombies.
All right. So the 15 succeeds. Abomination's gonna take half. Let's see, advanced roller. Uh, 25 for the zombies and 12 for the abomination.
Okay. All right, that will also kill 3 more zombies, bringing that group total to 7. And the abomination takes half. Okay, anything else for you, Savik?
No. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and move a little bit, and then that's gonna end my turn.
Okay.
Move back here, and we'll dip down over here, and that's gonna end my turn.
Okay, after you, it'll be the abomination's turn. Let me just look at his stat block real quick and see if he can do any janky shit. You're in this room here.
Yep.
Him.
Okay. So you step forward, use Wand of Lightning Bolt. The lightning bolt arcs across the courtyard, hits the zombies, hits the abomination. He takes the damage, but it's not much, so he shrugs off the hit, and he's gonna move. Maybe, if I am not lagging. All right, he's gonna move here and cast Fireball into this room that you're in.
Oh shit. Oh.
And let's see, I think that's a dex save, please.
I'm gonna go ahead and upcast counterspell at a 4th level.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, the spell is going to fail because it is a 3rd level spell. And so he goes to launch this fireball into the room, and you counterspell it, and his magical energy dissipates. And son of a bitch, that will end his turn.
He's gonna
Okay,
take.
so
He's gonna take.
oh yeah, he takes the rider. Yeah.
13 fire damage.
Okay. This is probably a good time to mention that he has resistance to fire damage.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the end of the Abomination's turn. He's still burning, and it'll be the last group of the zombies, which are back here, and I think they are going to try and destroy Torque, who's dodging. So here goes. 16.
Oh, that's a hit, actually.
Really?
Yep. The AC is 16.
Nice. They don't hit for that much, I don't think. He takes 6 damage.
Okay.
Okay, that is a round down. So we're back at the top with you, Rudo.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I've got. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna just do my little thing and run through these assholes. And then, oh, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run out, attack him, and then I'm gonna run back in. So let me just. I'll do the bow damage first, since that makes sense, I guess. 29 and 28 to hit.
Yeah, so you're attacking the big guy.
Yeah. So that is 26 piercing damage total.
Okay. But wait, there's more before you move. Oh, no, he can't. Shit, he cannot. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can.
What you doing?
He's going to use his reaction and use his ability called Dragon's Fury. So when he, oh, nope, he can't. It's a melee attack. My bad. Okay. Well, you are lucky. I was going to let him sacrifice some zombies.
All
But
right,
never
you're gonna
mind.
run through 10 of them, so it's gonna be 10d6
There are 7 of them.
of the zombie. Oh, I guess I don't see. I'm just looking at the whole mass. All right,
Yeah,
you're looking for 7 of
I
them.
don't have any way to mark them down, so I know. I'll add a
Oh,
note
no
here.
worries, dude. That is 27 damage total to the lot.
Okay, that is going to take that group of 7 to a group of 4.
Fuck yeah.
Just thinning them out. And you're still not taking opportunity attacks.
Correct. Thanks to this spell.
Nice.
It makes me fast and fire. Too fast, too furious.
Nice.
And then what does Torque want to do? I don't know, man. I guess Torque is just gonna attack one of the Zomskis here. He will do no such thing. All right, that is our turn.
Okay, after that, it's going to be the zombies that are chasing after you, and they're going to try and attack you. 14 and a miss. So that will end their turn, and it's your turn, Savik.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and have my familiar fly out and take the help action against the abomination. I'm gonna go ahead and move up here and hit him with a crossbow attack.
Okay.
Which is, I think, an 8. Yes. Uh, 22.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. I'm going to shoot him crossbow for 7, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast the minor illusion cantrip to make it look like the entrance to the courtyard has caved in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and move.
All right. Once per day. Let's see what. All right. So at the end of your turn, it'll be the Abomination's turn. And I'm not quite sure he is smart enough to figure out that that is an illusion. I think he will move over here and inspect this minor illusion that's showing the courtyard as broken. So he needs to make an intelligence check against your spell save DC. So let me just check what his modifier is, which is probably -1. Okay, so he comes over here and he peers down and appraises the minor illusion. Kevin, I think that's a fail.
Yes, he fails.
All right, well, he looks at that and says, looks like it's busted to me.
Seems legit.
Yeah, it seems legit. And I think he's going to move back 5 feet. And he will end his turn there. And then we'll have these zombies down here that are attacking Torque to round out the round. Torque is dodging.
Not anymore.
Okay. 22.
Hit.
He takes 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And let's see, that is bludgeoning damage, by the way.
Sweet.
So that's the round down, and it's your turn, Rudo and Torque.
All right. I will, I guess, rinse and repeat, run through, attack, and run back through. So I'm going to attack the big guy. 17 and 20.
Those both hit.
That is 26 piercing. And how's he looking, by the way?
He's pretty beat up. He is, he's lost more than half his health. So
Cool. I will. All right. Yep. Run back through. So it's 46. I'm just going to roll this twice since I have a macro. All right. So the Zomskis take 15 damage total.
okay, that will take out another 2 zombies. So you're down to just 2.
Perfect.
And if I can ever stop lagging, I will update the thing.
Cool. And I think Torque will just dodge. And I'll worry about these 7 Zomskis later.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, so it'll be the 2 zombies that are in front of you. Oof, they miss and end their turn. When Wes gets back, the Abomination needs to take the rider from Firebolt, and it is his turn when he gets back. Dude, did you know that they're running a Hyrule themed one-shot in Critical Role tonight?
Nice.
Yeah. Have you been playing the new Tears of the Kingdom?
Nah, I probably won't get a chance to really touch it for a couple months, but it looks pretty sick.
Maybe it'll be like $5 off by then. It does look really cool.
Yeah.
Some of the videos of the stuff that people have been crafting, like airplanes, and it's wild, man. Like,
I'm back.
well, that Abomination needs to take the rider from the Firebolt damage, and it's your turn.
Okay.
Damn.
So is there another way into the courtyard? Like, do you see where my token is?
Yeah, so if you're in the lower level here,
Is this a way out?
one second.
Is this a way out into the courtyard?
Yeah, if you're in the lower level here, there's an exit here.
Okay.
And then this wraps around here. This whole section wraps around underneath here to where Rudo is.
Okay.
So up to you. But yeah, you can come out here, or it wraps the whole way around here.
All right. Well, in that case, there's 2 zombies left in that swarm.
Yes.
Okay. Seven left there. Let's see. Well, and out of those, usually have that, and that prepared, so that leaves those out. All right, sorry about that. I guess what I'll do is move down below here to the other part of the exit. Have my familiar fly out and take the help action against the abomination. And I will go ahead and... Let's see, is there anything else? No. No, I'll just go ahead and hit him with a crossbow bolt attack and firebolt cantrip attack. So 13 would be 20 versus AC.
20 is a hit.
All right. And then I'll go ahead and follow that up with the crossbow attack or the firebolt attack. Sorry. That's an 8. For an 11, which is probably a miss.
Yeah, 11 is a miss.
All right. So he's going to get hit with firebolt for 3 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and move northwards. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, okay. Gonna move there and end my turn.
Okay. Let's see. After you, it's the Abomination's turn. He unexpectedly gets hit from firebolt from down here to the southeast. And what do I want to have him do? He's definitely too big to fit in there. So I think... Oh, you know what? I need to... Nope. Oh boy, I'm really lagging.
Flag and ballsy.
Yeah. The struggle is real out here tonight. I really don't understand why I'm lagging so hard. All right. Well, since he can't reach you, I think he's gonna come over here and focus his attacks on Torque. I need to make sure he can move. Yeah, he can move 30 feet.
How dare he?
So he will move here. And you know what I think he will do instead, since he's not attacking, is he's going to spend his action to put the fire out. Roll 20's like the fuck you are. Okay, well, he'll end his turn, and then it'll be Torque's zombies. 13 versus armor class.
Yes.
Miss. All right, so I don't know how all these zombies are so shitty, but they miss. And it's a round down, and it's your turn, Rudo.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna do a little reliable, run down, shoot him, run up, kill the zombies hopefully. Alright. 25, one hit.
Yes.
Alright, that is 14 damage to the big guy. And then I'll honestly probably just kind of run over here, but I'll run through the two, so that'll be 6 damage to the zombies.
Okay, that is. Where the fuck is my pen? Well, that's going to thin the herd down to 1. I lost my pen, though. I don't know. All right, so you run through the herd. Well, it's not really a herd. If there's only, you run through the pair of them, and one of them dies.
Love it. All right, and then Torque will probably ignore the zombies and just run up and hit the big bad. For 22.
That's a hit. These zombies are going to attack him as he moves off for 23.
That's fine. So he takes 13, and that hits Torque.
All right, so Big Bad takes 13. Torque's going to take 8. Anything else for you, Rudo and Torque?
That is our turn.
Okay. In that case, it's going to be the lone zombie that's up here. If they can move, I'm lagging, so I don't know. Yeah, that's good. All right, so these zombies shuffle on over. Wait, hold on. Nope. They don't have the moving speed. So they're going to shuffle your way, but can't reach you. David, it's your turn.
All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use another charge of the wand of lightning bolt. So zombie and abomination need to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. 9 for the abomination, 5 for the zombies.
Oof. All right, that is 86. All right, 27.
Let me look at his health. Oh man, that's going to kill him. So how do you want to do it?
I just want to watch him as the lightning bolt like starts making its way up the courtyard. I just want to see him like get completely struck by lightning, and just like just have that like literal, like that little like patch of like charred earth from the lightning bolt strike, and just like him reducing him to dust.
Nice. And yeah, so your lightning bolt arcs across the courtyard, and as it burrows into his rotting flesh, it chars his mangled corpse from the inside out, and he drops to the ground with a colossal thud and lies still. Now I got to calculate the zombies. There are 7 in that group, so that's going to take them down to 4.
Nice.
Nice. Anything else for you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move out into the courtyard again. I'll move here and end my turn.
Okay. Yeah, so it would be the Abomination's turn, but he's fucking dead. So it's these zombies down here, and they're just going to march towards Torque and attack him. Are you guys lagging? Are you lagging at all, Wes?
I can't tell if it's just everything on this map or if it's like the new user interface for Roll20. I don't know.
It could be both since they just rolled that out, and I'm sure a lot of people are playing. And also,
Yeah.
This map is pretty large. Anyway, they march on over here, and they're going to attack Torque 19, which I believe hits for 9.
Okay.
They end their turn, and it's a round down, so it's your turn, Rudo.
Great. All right. Well, I will run over here. I think I can run through one of them. So I'll do D6 to this horde and a D6 to the other horde. So it's 2 and 6 damage. And then I'm going to attack them. Oh shit, crit. And a 20. All right, so that's 2 hits, one's a crit. So the critical is what the? All right, so it is 7 damage. I might as well pump my my bonus action extra damage thing since it'll be doubled.
Wait, that's for your critical hit?
Wait, sorry. So the critical hit will be 7 plus an additional 8, so that's 13.
Okay.
And then I added my thing, so it's an additional 15, so 28 damage. And then my second attack will be 10, so 38 total.
38?
38 total between 2 hits.
Okay, that is going to defeat the remaining zombies.
Yeah, motherfucker. Oh, there's only 4? Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I can have them stay alive for one more round if you want.
Nope.
Nope. And the struggle with the lag is real.
That's weird. For once, I'm not lagging at all.
I don't really understand why I'm lagging so much, but all right, let me get you guys a little bit of experience. And what is the plan now that you've dispatched the enemies in the courtyard?
I think now it's head back to King's Garden.
Yee.
Good dream.
Okay, it's going to be 800 EXP.
Well, I guess we should check into the people in the northeast corner and just let them know. I mean, we'll tell everybody that we sort of rescued on the way out that the dungeon is clear.
Okay. Well, those guys up in the northeast corner were the ones that came down with Captain Algren, the veterans. So even though they are on the map, they're technically below.
Oh, got it.
Can you guys gather, and I'll just grab you so we have your updated tokens.
Yeah. No, we can't. Oh, yeah, we do that.
Okay, so what is the plan for the return to King's Garden?
Okay. So I'll go ahead and use the So I guess we'll group up with more is it Garrison Mournhold?
Yeah.
We'll group
Field
up
Marshal
with Garrison Mournhold and his daughter and
All right, I got you guys over here right next to him.
I'll go ahead and then use the scroll of teleport that we have. Now, I want to make a note that I also copied the teleport scroll into my spell book before I used it.
Okay.
But I just can't use it yet.
Sure. You guys spent probably 20 days inside of the city of King's Garden, so I would say that's a place that you're very familiar with. So roll D100, please.
All right, diggity D100.
And hope for the best. Nice. Okay, so you summon teleportation, and geez, I don't even know what the teleportation looks like. Give me a sec. All right, so you cast a spell and read off the scroll. A shimmering aura of energy envelops you, Savik, and expands to Rudo Torque, Garrison Mournhold, and his daughter. The air crackles with magical energy, and a sense of weightlessness washes over you. In an instant, your surroundings blur and distort as reality bends and reshapes itself. Colors blend together in a whirl of ethereal hues, and a sensation akin to passing through a tunnel engulfs you as you travel across space and time. A few moments later, you find yourselves outside the walls of King's Garden.
Baller.
What a long, strange journey it's been. Roll a D8. All right, you find yourself at the south gate outside of the trade quarter. You guys see yourself?
No, we're still in
still
the
Castle Man.
yeah.
Oh, really? I thought I
Yeah.
moved you. Oops, I'm sorry. All right, how about now?
Yep, that looks like King's Garden.
Yep, so you find yourself outside of the trader's gate to the south.
Okay.
on the Gold Road. As you stand before the southern gate, Garrison Mournhold looks at you and he asks you what will become of me.
I'm going to answer him honestly and say that I do not know. I guess that is all going to depend on what the king wants to do with you and how, he sees your situation.
Also, what did you do with the Book of Vile Darkness?
I have it in my backpack.
Okay. You didn't touch it, though.
No, I did not.
Would you like to?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Oh, man, when Dave stripped it from the Death Cleric in the one shot, I was like, fuck yeah, he grabbed it. And then he's like, I'm raging, and was like, ah, shit. Like, okay, so you tell him, you're not sure what'll become of him, but you're gonna take him before the king, and he nods rather solemnly and says, "There's nothing for it now. I need to go and speak to His Majesty and the High Lord."
I will offer to accompany him so we can kind of tell the whole story to the king.
He nods at you and says, "Yes, I think that would be best. I think it would be best if you came along." So, did you want to go anywhere else, or are we going straight to the Citadel?
I'm gonna go, I guess, straight to the Citadel for now.
Same.
I need to get in touch with the Archmage immediately, and he might be there.
Yeah, the chances are good that you will find him there. I haven't updated the map since the feast, so just ignore all these people. And I'm gonna put you guys on the stairs.
Dude, Garrison Mournhold finally made it to the feast.
Better late than never.
Hey, he's just that fashionable.
All right, I'm gonna. You know what I think I'm gonna do is just. Move everybody out of the way for now. All right, so you approach the Citadel, go across the long stone bridge that guards the moat, and as you stand before the gates of the castle, the guards stop you and ask for identification.
I'll show them my Shade Inquisitor badge and say we are here returning from a mission given to us by the king.
Okay. All right, so they look over your credentials and the gate swings open, permitting you access to the castle proper, and you can enter into the Citadel, and we'll have you start off here on the stairs that lead upwards to the throne room. And I need to grab some of these peeps. All right, you guys can enter the throne room if you wish.
Do I ever?
You don't need the description of the throne room again, do you?
Nah, it's all right.
Okay, so you enter into the throne room of the King's Garden Citadel, seat of House Arendar, ruling family of the Kingdom of Aralis. I'm just gonna move you all up.
Oh, I think I may have moved the wrong token. Whoops.
You did. It's all good. I'll just delete this one.
Perfect.
All right, so you enter into the throne room, and as you make your way down the center of the Great Hall, you see King Alatar's wife, Queen Visenya, his son, Prince Valos, and many of his advisors are gathered around the throne in conversation. As you approach, though, the conversation comes to a halt, and King Alatar, who's reading over a scroll, folds it, rolls it back up, and glances upwards inquisitively. And he sees that you have Garrison Mournhold in tow, and he says, "You've returned. Field Marshal, how kind of you to grace us with your presence." Garrison will move forward in front of the throne. He stays back a respectful distance and kneels. And he says, "Your Majesty, I bring grave news. But perhaps it's better that you hear it from your shade agents." Would that this were a happy reunion. I fear that I have fallen under the influence of dark magics. The king says nothing, but his eyes bore into Garrison. And after a moment, he looks back at the two of you, Rudo and Savik, and motions you forward. Step forward, Inquisitors. Okay, so as you get closer to the throne, in front of the throne, you can see the Shade Grand Master, the Archmage, Alexandros Cyrenus, the Dawn Warden High Lord, the dwarf with the gilded beard from the feast, Sir Hector Arrestin, Prince Valos, the king, and the queen. As you step forward, the king says, "What have you learned?"
You can go ahead and take it away, Wes, if you want.
All right. So, does the king already know about the prisoners in the arcane ward that I ended up executing?
Does he know that you were there executing prisoners?
Yeah.
You mean? No, I don't think he would know about that.
Okay. So I'll explain to him that that in the arcane prison there were several prisoners, one who had spoke of a sacrifice happening for the great old one, and upon further investigation we followed the trail to what is it, Eversmead?
Mornstown.
I'm sorry.
No worries. There's a lot of towns.
And
man.
upon further investigation, we could see little pockets of these cultists creep up with the whispers of the great old one in tow. We found several villagers murdered at that point. We also witnessed an assassination on the docks. And eventually the trail led to the Mournhold, where we found...
He holds up a... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, he holds up a hand to stop you from continuing, and he takes a step down onto the steps of the dais and says, "What sort of an assassination? By who?"
Let's see.
Rudo knows who it was.
Oh yeah, you're talking about yes. It would seem that the dignitaries that as they were living here were there was an assassination attempt. We managed to save everyone, save for someone from Auralis, whose name I have not super handy. But
Wasn't it Vuliev Zado from
yes, that's the one. Yep.
Zeltenia?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So he was assassinated, and we were able to see the others off safely. But we did. Then we followed their trace into Mournhold, and I will. Yeah. What am I saying? That was some fuckery there.
Oh, yeah. I want to also mention something about the elf in the red robes.
Okay.
That be on the lookout for elf in red robes. He's a spellcaster, and the only thing that I know about him is that after successfully assassinating the delegate, he made mention of Emperor, I've done my duty.
The king looks down and wipes his hand across the lower half of his face. And if I can get his new token out here, that'd be cool. Anyway, he looks at his Shade Grandmaster, who turns to look at the king and shakes his head. And oh, there it is. And he says, an assassination of a foreign dignitary on our own soil here. The king looks at you, Rudo, and he says, this is not a good, this isn't good news for the kingdom. Do you think this will cause an international incident?
I will say that I suspect not. I think they're smart enough to know that there is evil everywhere, and that this is the work of cultists that know no borders. Though they're here on official business, it is unfortunate they died on their way out, but there are plenty of witnesses that showed that the king's men did. We did everything that we could, and we were able to save everyone else, and I believe that will be looked on favorably.
He says, well, your skill in battle is commendable, but perhaps we should send messenger to Timoria. The TTC will not look kindly upon the death of one of their agents.
I think that would be most handy, and tell them to seek out Orla Sivis, where she was there, and can speak on our behalf.
He nods to you and looks again to his Grandmaster, who looks at the king and nods and says, it will be done, sire. I will dispatch messengers to treat with the Timorians and explain the delicate nature of our situation. With that, he looks back at you, Savik, and says, please continue your report.
So I'm gonna say that after we got, started digging around Mornstown, there were more cultists located there talking about performing this ritual. Let's see. We found out that, upon further investigation, that they were trying to resurrect or bring the Great Old One here into the material plane under the advisement of the Galador, the Warlock.
Galador. You explain that they were trying to bring the Great Old One to the prime material plane, and the queen covers her mouth. She looks aghast and covers her mouth, and Prince Valos utters, "Gods be good."
So, upon heading up to the main stronghold, some quick scouting revealed, what kind of horrors lurked in front of our party. Anything from stitched abominations, test subjects, golems, and of course, Galador himself, all trying to bring the Great Old One into the Prime Material Plane. However, we successfully thwarted the attempts and also managed to find Mournhold here under the control of Galador.
The king raises an eyebrow at that and turns his attention once again to Garrison Mournhold and stares incredulously at him and says, and the second army? What is the condition of the second army?
Not as good as the first army.
Oh.
I'll say, go on, dude. Go ahead and tell the king. We got your back.
Well, the king, he looks troubled at that, and he says, at this time, under the threat of invasion, losing men of the Second Army is a detriment to the crown. He says, you did well, though, in dispatching this threat. Archmage. The Archmage Alexandros Cyrenus turns to regard the king. Have you heard of this Galador? And the Archmage shakes his head as he turns to regard the king. He says, I have not, sire, though I trust my associate here may have more information as to his intentions. And the Archmage is going to look at you, Savik, and ask you if, do you suspect this Galador was the source of the dark heart of necromancy that's been spreading across the kingdom, as we discussed?
I do not know if he is the... I don't know if he is the heart of it, but I know that he is certainly some type of key player in it, because we've managed to recover several artifacts that should be locked away for years to come.
He strokes his long beard and nods and says, we'll see that they're locked away safely, Your Grace. He says, but nonetheless, your servants are to be commended for their handiness in dispatching such a grave threat. Could you imagine an avatar of the old ones coming to the prime material plane and the havoc it would wreak upon our kingdom and the other kingdoms of this realm? And the king nods solemnly and he says, yes, I think a reward is more warranted now than ever. And just give me one sec. He turns to regard Garrison Mournhold once more and looks around at his gathered advisors and he says, my lords, I see no reason as to why we couldn't hold tribunal right now. He looks at you, Rudo, and Savik and asks if you will testify to the events that have happened in the north.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Very well. He descends the dais. Nope. Now he descends the dais and stands beside the High Lord, and he says, High Lord, you may commence. So the High Lord's going to take a step forward in front of the king and look at Garrison Mournhold, and he says, are you prepared to give your testimony? And Garrison Mournhold nods, and he says, Your Grace, I place the fate of myself and my house at your mercy. So the king says, honorable members of the tribunal, we gather to address a grave matter concerning our most esteemed general. Field Marshal Mournhold, as you know, is a decorated veteran who has served this kingdom with distinction. He rode against the Westgardian insurgents when my father was killed in the Northlands, and his intervention helped to save the kingdom as we stand here today. But distinguished veteran or not, he stands accused of falling into the servitude of an evil warlock, causing significant harm to the Second Army. Inquisitors, you say that he was found in possession of an evil tome, believed to have influenced his actions. Is this correct?
We suspect that also that he was a yes, we believe that he was in possession of this book, but also that he was a champion thrall of Galador under his control and will.
Excuse me.
I will speak up and say this man has repeatedly proven himself for this kingdom. This is an evil that knows no border, no plane. I believe this could have happened to anyone else, and I don't think that, while it is unfortunate, this it was by no means his own choosing.
The king nods at your testimony and looks at the Archmage, who will continue the line of questioning. He steps forward. He says, upon the death of this Galador, did the Field Marshal show any aggression towards you or any of your companions, any of the battle mages that I sent with you, or any of the survivors, if there were any?
No. Once the effects of once Galador was brought to heel, Mournhold here seemed to slowly restart to gain his own cognitive abilities back.
The Archmage nods.
So shortly after, dispelling the Galador's crown, he didn't show any signs of aggression whatsoever.
The Archmage nods at your testimony and turns to regard the king. He says, Your Majesty, the presence of an evil tome cannot be taken lightly. Its influence on the Field Marshal's actions must be thoroughly examined. I can consult with our experts to determine the tome's malevolent nature. However, I must say that I trust my associate's opinion here in all things. Do you have the tome in your possession?
Yes, I do. I also have several other artifacts as well.
Yes, he says, I recall you said, Your Majesty, by your leave, when this tribunal has concluded, I will see that the artifacts are safely locked away in our vault. The king nods. The Dawn Warden High Lord is going to speak. He says, Your Majesty, if I may speak. The king nods. The High Lord says, It pains me deeply to see one of our revered field marshals involved in such treacherous deeds. Field Marshal Mournhold has a long history of honorable service, as denoted by Rudo, and is beloved by many within the Second Army. We should consider all evidence before passing judgment. As you know, House Mournhold is an ancient and storied house in the kingdom. The king nods at that as well. He says, Garrison, your ancestor Godric rode with King Velos. Few amongst the kingdom have such a history of their house steeped in military tradition and servitude to the crown. However, there is the issue of the decimation of the Mournhold, which guards the northern passage, and the deaths of the many men of the Second Army who were within. To that, the Grand Master will speak. He says, Your Majesty, I believe the intelligence gathered by my agents here confirms the General's association with the warlock, Galador, and his involvement in actions detrimental to our army. While his previous achievements are commendable, we cannot ignore the consequences of his recent betrayal. Many of our soldiers' lives were lost, and if word would reach the people of what happened in the north, their trust would be shaken.
Wait, who said who's talking?
The Shade Grandmaster.
I will say, do what you want with that tome, and I believe the vileness of this darkness, I think, will speak for itself. This is no routine, everyday evil.
The king weighs your words and remains silent for a moment. The High Lord speaks. Your Majesty, I believe a thorough investigation, when paired with these testimonies, may shed light on both the character of our field marshal and the influence of this evil tome. Why not allow the Archmage and his scholars to examine the book? It is crucial that we consider the context in which these actions unfolded. The king nods. The Archmage speaks. He says, I agree. I should consult with our scholars to determine the extent of this tome's corrupting influence. It'll aid us in understanding the general's culpability and whether he can be redeemed through magical intervention or spiritual guidance. So the king is lost in thought, and he looks over at the dwarf in orange robes, who then approaches and whispers something in the ear of the king. After which they share a brief conversation in whispers, and the king looks up once again at Garrison Mournhold, and he says, esteemed members of the tribunal, my trusted advisors, your perspectives are valued. Let us proceed with the investigation, gathering all relevant information and testimonies so we can ensure a fair judgment is passed that considers both the field marshal's past contributions to the sanctity of the crown and the gravity of his recent actions. The decision that we ultimately reach must be just and in the best interest of our kingdom and its people. With that, he looks back up at you, Rudo and Savik, and says, what is the condition of the Mournhold?
I will say it's been turned into some sort of tomb of horrors. Well, that lingers if they would maybe get that reference. I'll say it'll need some renovations. I don't know that it'll be usable anytime soon, but it is sturdy enough. But I would proceed with extreme caution.
The king nods. He says, then the northern passage is vulnerable. We must move with all haste either to shore up the fortress and make it readily defensible again, or prepare another strategy to defend the northern passage. He says, Field Marshal Mournhold. And Garrison Mournhold looks up at the king from where he's knelt or kneeling. And he says, I am at your mercy, your grace. He says, for now, you will remain my guest under the magical protection of the battle mages to ensure that you are free of any corrupting influence. The high priest of Tyr will be visiting you shortly to ascertain your sanity and mental state, while we determine what to do with you. He says, you are an old friend, and know that that will also be taken into consideration. However, you know the penalties within this kingdom for falling to the use of dark magics. So we will need to examine this book carefully and thoroughly. Archmage Cyrenus, I leave that to you. The Archmage bows at the king. The king looks back up at the two. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
I was going to ask, did they want to hear anything from the Princess Charlotte? Perhaps maybe she might be able to give a bit more context in regards to things before we got to the Mornstown and the Mournhold.
Indeed, yes. King calls back behind you. She's standing sheepishly behind the two of you, and he says, Lady Charlotte, would you step forward and please give testimony to the tribunal? And rather timidly, she walks forward to kneel beside her father, but the king holds up a hand and he says, no, there's no need. Please, just tell us what you know. And give me 1 sec, I gotta look at my notes to see what she's gonna say. Okay, so Lady Charlotte will clear her throat and attempt to speak loudly in the Great Hall. And she says, Your Grace, as I close my eyes, I can recollect memories that haunt me. I can still recall vividly the great figure of my father, Lord Garrison Mournhold, a man of noble bearing, his presence commanding respect and admiration from all who served under him in the Second Army. Though I fear those times have become tarnished, replaced by a sinister shadow that enveloped him, my father's descent into the clutches of the warlock Galador's influence was not an abrupt plunge, but a gradual erosion of his spirit. It began innocently enough, with his newfound and renewed fascination with the ancient tome of forbidden knowledge that came within his possession before I was even born. The allure of forbidden power whispered seductively in his ear, promising him solutions to the trials that beset both our family and our lands. I presume he sought to harness this knowledge within the cursed pages, believing that he could wield it for good, though through him it exerted such insidious influence. And oh, how naive he was to believe that he could resist its corrupting touch. Like a moth to the flame, he was drawn deeper into the web of darkness, losing himself with the turning of each page. He changed. I watched in anguish as the tome devoured his every waking thought. He didn't sleep, he barely ate, his mind slowly succumbing to its insidious whispers. Some part of him recognized that he was being consumed by an insatiable hunger for power, and whatever remained of his compassionate heart sought him to reach out for guidance in removing the influence of such vile darkness. Desperation guided him as he reached out to the warlock Galador of Ralston, beseeching him to come to our fortress and remove the corrupting influence of this tome of vile darkness. We invited him into our home willingly and without malice. We gave him the guest's right. He ate at our table and promised that he would be able to free my father of the dark magics that were consuming him from within. Though my father's intentions were noble, the warlock Galador held a twisted and distorted vision, warped by the eldritch influence that gripped his very soul. He whispered corruption into my father, justified his actions with the delusion of saving our realm. My father was unable to see the monstrous deeds that he was willing to commit in the process. How I yearned to save him, to pull him back from the abyss of that darkness. I pleaded with him, begged him to cast aside the warlock while we still could. We could find some other ways to save him. Perhaps we could have summoned the high priest, through which we could cast aside the accursed tome and seek redemption and release from its clutches. But my words fell on deaf ears. My father's mind was enthralled by the promises Galador whispered into his ears, twisted by the allure of forbidden knowledge. My heart aches with the thoughts of the men who died under my father's influence while he was corrupted by such evil. I ache for the man my father once was, and I fear what he may have become. I pray that that he continues to have the strength to break free from the dark forces that had their grasp upon him. I know that he has said he will renounce the dark path and seeks redemption. I beg you for your mercy, your grace, for I know that you know as well the great man that my father is, and his years of dedication and servitude, not only to the crown, but to the people of this realm. And with that, she offers a slight bow and, with a shaky voice, concludes her report. The king weighs Lady Charlotte's words, and he says, I thank you, Lady Charlotte, for your courage to relay the horrors that you must have witnessed and experienced. I assure you that we will take into account everything that you have said here today when we render judgment upon your father. For now, I would also ask that you stay within the citadel. Rooms will be prepared for you, and you may come and go as you please. Your father, however, will remain under guard until the tribunal has passed his sentence. And Lady Charlotte meekly says, I thank you, your grace, for your kindness. With that, the king looks to you, Rudo and Savik. He says, it's going to take time before we can levy judgment against Lord Mournhold and discover the truth of what happened. For now, I suggest you, Savik, turn the tome over to the Archmage so that it can be investigated and sealed away.
Okay.
I'll say I trust that your judgment will be just. And though I don't believe that he should be executed, I don't know the correct way to say it, but if he's able to fall victim to this, maybe he should not hold any sort of formal power over any armies anytime soon.
The king nods and he weighs your words and nods at that. He says, I do not believe that death would be the appropriate sentence. When the crown's need for allies was greatest, this man rode to my aid when I was but 15 years old with 500 good men. Every one of them which put their life on the line while Shade agents infiltrated Fort Dawnhammer to put down the coup of Malric Breakskull and the Westgardian insurgents. I would not put such a man to death. However, I do also agree that it would not be right nor proper for him to hold the position of Field Marshal within the Dawnwarden army, given his recent actions, whether under the influence of a malevolent tome or not. Good men died under his watch, and that cannot be taken lightly, especially on the eve of an invasion. If this empire is bold enough to infiltrate our towns and kill foreign dignitaries on our shores, then I suppose there's no limit to the depraved acts they would commit to destabilize the region. He says, let us convene again tomorrow. And he's also going to ask you guys what progress have you made on recovering the weapon?
I'm going to say that this situation seemed more dire, so the weapon has been pushed back. That is our next objective.
Understandable. He says you've prioritized correctly. But it is imperative that we recover the weapon at the keep on the Borderlands. So I would say make your preparations and prepare to depart the city shortly. Anything that you need to do in King's Garden, I would say don't take more than a day or two.
Okay.
I will nod and thank him.
He says you're welcome to stay within the Citadel as my guests. Although I'm sure you have business across the city and things that you need to do. If there's anything that I can do for you in the interim, come and speak to one of my advisors, perhaps the Shade Grand Master or the Archmage. We're preparing for war, Inquisitors.
I will thank him, bow, and take my leave, I guess.
Yeah, I'll also go ahead and bow in front of the king.
The king, he nods at you and with a wave of his hand dismisses you. The Archmage is going to approach you, Savik, though, as you're preparing to leave the Citadel. And, well, first he'll congratulate you on a job well done in the North. And he says, how many of the battle mages survived the battle?
I'm going to tell you that I'm going to tell you that the battle mages that you have brought with us have been such an amazing help, and that they should immediately be considered for promotions. Had it not been for their bravery in battle and their cunning spellcasting skill and with their intellect, we probably would not be standing here.
He nods and says, though I am loath to hear that some of them fell in battle, I'm glad that they were able to assist you in quelling this dark threat to the kingdom.
Yes, the ones that have fallen should be memorialized.
He says, yes, indeed. When I return to my office, I'll write a report and see that their names are inscribed in the halls of remembrance, as befitting our champions that give their lives in the ultimate act of sacrifice in defense of the crown and the realm. He says, however, I also need to examine the tome that you have with you.
Yes. I'd be more than happy to hand this over. I also have several other artifacts that I would like to also hand over as well.
Oh man, I was on mute. He says, did you hear what I said about the halls of remembrance?
Yes, that their names are going to be inscribed there. Yeah.
Yes. So he says, let's examine that tome within the vault in an hour or two, if you have time. I need to continue my briefing with His Grace.
Okay. I will be sure and meet you at the vault entrance.
He nods to you and says, I have high hopes for you, Professor Bloomline. Rudo.
Hello.
The Shade Grand Master is going to approach you. Oops. Holy shit. As you're leaving the throne room. He says, I beg your pardon, Inquisitor, if you have a moment.
Oh no, I didn't say I do.
You notice the Grand Master appears to be an elf. He says, I need to know more about Vuliev Zado of Zeltenia so that I may send word to the TTC. Perhaps you could compose a letter that I could attach to lend some credibility to diplomatic affairs.
I can do that. That will be done.
He nods to you and he says, I think it would mean more coming from one of their own agents.
Okay, so I will have this to you before we depart the city.
He nods again and turns on his heel to depart and says, I thank you.
I'll say thank you, and I will say stay safe.
You tell him to stay safe, and he turns and gives you kind of like a cocky smirk that says nothing.
Got it.
Okay, so with that, you guys are free to return to the city if you wish. Oh my God.
Oh man, it looks like that was all just a bad dream, and we woke back up in the courtyard of the Mournhold.
Wouldn't that be something? Hey, can we take a couple minutes? I got a BRB bio.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. Yeah, let's take 5 here. BRB. Do you have business in the city? And if so, now is the time.
Yeah, I will probably. I'll have to like look up some stuff after the session, but I will probably try to do as much tinkering as I can with the materials that I've gathered.
Okay, so you're going to the guild?
Yeah, so I'll go to the guild and observe a little bit, and then I'll like retcon through the week exactly what I was able to do, I guess.
That sounds good with me, dude.
Yeah, I'm also headed up to the Purple Quarter.
Okay. Are you purpley enough for the purple quarter?
I don't know. Do I look like a McDonald's mascot?
What's that dude's name? Grimace.
Yeah.
Can I see
Dude, I bet
Can I please see a McDonald's character's parody of Berserk?
Oh, no way. Did you see that thing I sent? Did you see that thing I sent earlier today in the group chat? It was like,
Oh my.
it's like Berserk is where is it? It's up here.
It's like
Oh, there
it's
it
the
is.
greatest, one of the greatest
Berserk
pieces
is one of the greatest
literature.
stories in all of literature. And the guy's like, how's it end? Ah. You don't ask that question, buddy.
The struggle to finish it is almost as crazy as the struggle in the story.
Dude, I almost got you the first volume of like the hardback
Oh, the
manga.
deluxe.
Yeah, for your birthday. Almost.
Oh man.
Yeah, but hey, Christmas is gonna be here before you know it.
Yeah.
They're expensive, bro, and there's like 8
Yeah, they're
volumes.
like
so far.
$50.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit. Imagine you get those with that. What do you bookends or book stoppers that look like the Dragon Slayer? Fucking
Yeah.
sick, dude. All right, so you're gonna go up to the Arcane Quarter to seal away the book.
Yep.
All right, so we will say that Alexander Cyrenus will meet you. We'll meet you there at the appointed time, and you can examine the book and seal it away.
Okay. If there's time or whatever before that, I'll go back to my quarters, and I guess I'll return the library book that I checked out in the meantime.
Okay, very nice.
And start looking through other library books.
Okay, yeah. He said an hour or two, so I'd say you have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
To dig through the library. If there's anything that you're looking for, just send me a message on Facebook and I'll get it straightened out, or we can talk about it on Friday. But, they have a lot of stuff there at the library.
I know what I can do. I can mess around and see what's going on with the cauldron that was in my quarters. I'll mess around with that for a little bit.
What do you have in your notes for that? Because I want to make sure it matches what I have in mind.
It had the ability to give like a couple spells. I think one of them was like Blade Ward or something like that, or I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to find it.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have the right stuff written down in my notes here.
Let's see.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here in my notes is that it's attuned to certain schools of magic, and by spending time with it, you can unlock other forms of magic or magic spells or rites.
Yeah, it was like I have the spells. It's a book of magic recipes, and there's the book of cauldron rituals. I have summon celestial, intellect fortress, sword burst cantrip, and like crystal orb or something like that written down about it.
Yep, that sounds right. Okay, I'll expand on this a little bit more this weekend if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, do you want to meet the Archmage?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so Alexander Cyrenus meets you at the appointed time in front of his vault. And he appears through Dimension Door, and as he steps through the Dimension Door, he sort of dusts himself off and gives you an approving nod. And he says, "Your timing is impeccable, or perhaps that's my timing," he thinks. He says, "Nevertheless," and he raps his staff on the ground twice and speaks a command word, and the vault opens. And he motions you to follow behind him.
Okay. I'll go ahead and follow him into the vault.
All right, so you enter into the vault, and there's a long table in the center of the vault, and he walks over to that, and he says, "Let's see these evil artifacts you carry with you." He says, "I would suggest Mage Hand if I were you."
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and summon Mage Hand. I'll go ahead and summon Mage Hand and unravel the staff of Galador, the dagger that was also with him, and then, of course, the Book of Vile Darkness. And
okay.
I think that was all three of them, right?
Yeah, so he had the vampiric dagger, the staff of tentacles, excuse me, and the Book of Vile Darkness. So you lay him out there on the table, and the Archmage, he raises his eyes widen at the sight of these, and He looks at each item carefully, looks over the staff and then the dagger, but his gaze is drawn towards the Book of Vile Darkness. And he comes over to it and holds a hand over it, and you can tell he's doing an Arcana check. And he says, "Do you know the name of this tome?"
Even yeah, I'll say I believe in the material plane this is called the Book of Vile Darkness.
He gives you a slight smile and says, "I should have known you would. You'd already know ahead of time." He says, "But yes, I believe this is the very same. This foul manuscript is one of ineffable wickedness. No mortal was ever meant to know the secrets it contains. Knowledge so horrid that even to glimpse the scrawled pages invites madness." He says, "I'm not sure if you know about the lich god Vecna."
No, not particularly.
He says, "Vecna authored the Book of Vile Darkness." Give me one sec. It's believed that he recorded within its pages every diseased idea, every unhinged thought, every example of the blackest magic he came across or devised. Vecna covered every vile topic he could within the pages of this tome, making the book a gruesome catalog of all mortal wrongs. No doubt throughout its history, other practitioners of evil have held the book and added their own input to its catalog of vile knowledge. He says, "This is a very powerful and ancient evil artifact." He says, "Merely possessing the book is enough to slough the flesh from your bones, cause you to become hideously disfigured, and force you to commit the most vile of evil actions." Vecna himself was once a human king and a lich who ascended to godhood. Many scholars consider him the scourge of all civilization. It's said that in life, and even in on death, he had an obsession with acquiring and maintaining secrets, believing them to be the source of all true power. He was both precise and calculating in his actions. But it's also been said that at times he was prone to bouts of intense rage, making him an extremely dangerous source of magical power. It's believed he's been sealed away somewhere, though if his artifacts still hold sway in the prime material plane, that may not always be true. It's good that you brought this tome here, where we can either we could attempt to destroy it or at least lock it away for the foreseeable future. Even better that you did not fall to its influence. For all one needs to do is touch the book to be corrupted by its power. He moves further down the table and examines the dagger. And he picks this dagger up. He says, "This appears to be a vampire's dagger of some sort." I've heard of these weapons. They use ancient blood magic. Inflicting a wound upon oneself would increase your ability to cast spells of a certain level. However, the stronger the spell, the more of one's own vitality it would command. Many a mad spellcaster is no doubt drawn too much or become overzealous in their lust for power while they bled out from such a weapon. And finally, he looks to the staff. He says, "This staff seems familiar to me. There are many evil staffs that warlocks have used over the years." And I just want to get the... He says, "I heard that the original was made by the Dark Elves. The rod is a magic weapon. He points to the rubbery tendrils at the top of the staff. He says, whoever wields this weapon has the ability to direct each of these tentacles to attack creatures in front of them.
Hey, this whole side interrupt. This will actually, I should probably step away for the night now. I got a couple things I got to do for work. So this might be a good pausing point, but I will.
Oh,
get back
yeah.
to just what Rito gets into.
We can pause it here. Sorry, pal. Was it? I'm not boring you, am I?
Oh, no, not at all. I just had a couple things I have to do before work because I'm in training the next couple of days. So,
it's a good stopping point. Yeah. So, we will pick it up here next week. And I guess, unless the plan is something different, I'm going to assume that you guys are going to make for the Breakspear Pass.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can keep doing lesson stuff. Don't let me interrupt that.
Okay, no, they're just discussing these evil artifacts that they're going to lock away in the vault. So,
Cool.
But yeah, I was going to call it a little early tonight anyway, since it's just the three of us, and this is a good place to pause.
Yeah.
But watch out,
Have a good
because
guys, and I will talk to you later.
All right, Darren. Thanks for coming, buddy. I
See you,
hope it was
Darren.
fun.
It was great. That was a fun fight.
Thanks, man. See you next week.
Yeah.
What'd you
But-
say, Wes?
but watch out, because this is the last time you'll get to see these movies before they're locked back into the Disney vault.
Yeah. They're going into the Disney vault forever. Okay, anyway, so so the Archmage is just giving you a little bit of history of each of these items, and he says no doubt they're safer in this vault than in the hands of some nefarious magic user, prone to its corrupting influence. What of the warlock's body?
It was decapitated, or I'm sorry, decaffeinated.
He seems to nod approvingly, and he says, and the head?
You may want to speak to my companion about that.
Okay.
The artificer.
He says, yes, I'll make a note to speak with him.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell him a little bit of the backstory about what happened. You see, in our encounter with him, I learned that the artificer lost his hand to Galador while he was at the Dreadmont in the Rustfar Desert.
And the Archmage seems surprised by this revelation.
So
He says,
So I'll say that that not only did this have a way in which to bring these artifacts back, but also a slight bit of personal revenge is also entwined in our story as well.
intriguing. Well, I'm grateful that your companion was able to sate his bloodlust and claim his vengeance upon this evil warlock that wronged him. The Dreadmont fell 25 years ago. So we should assume that this warlock was out causing chaos throughout the realm the entire time. I say good riddance.
And it seemed like he only managed to get stronger in the years after his experiences in the Dreadmont.
No doubt the loss of so many lives bolstered his reputation with the Old Ones. And if we're to believe that he moved north into the kingdom after the fall of the Dreadmont, that would have been around the time that the Church of the Setting Sun was routed into Moria, its followers scattered to the wind, eager for a new calling. You did well in confronting this threat to the kingdom and putting an end to such wickedness. I will. I'll see that the king commends you for such actions for sure. And he says, let's lock these items away in the vault and be gone from their corrupting influence.
All right.
So you guys step outside of the vault, and he raps the end of his staff against the floor twice more and utters a command word, and the vault swings shut, and the locks and wards reactivate into place. And he looks over his shoulder at you and says, not to worry. He says they'd have to be... anyone that wants to get into this vault would have to be a more powerful spellcaster than even I. He turns to face you and says, so should we expect another master's level class on your adventures against necromancy and the dark arts?
That is quite possible. I think with these with this recent adventure, I think that is very much so possible.
He nods and says, I know our students would only benefit from the well of knowledge that you've gained from this adventure. He says, I know you'll be departing the city soon for the Borderlands. Is there anything that I can do to ensure you get there safely?
If you would be so kind as to give us a teleport back to Mornstown, that would be much appreciated.
Alexandros Cyrenus nods, and he says, it's the least I can do. Before you depart, seek me out. And, or rather, he says, I spend most of my time at the Citadel these days, assisting His Grace with preparations for the war. Let's meet there when you're ready to depart the city.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, well, why don't we call it there? Is that cool with you?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I think that was good. Had
Yeah, that was
a
fun.
little bit of a boss battle and then social encounters.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Good use of full cover in the battle with the abomination.
Yeah, I was I was hoping to maybe get that minor illusion out as soon as the zombies started going through the door.
Yeah.
But they moved in such a large swarm and pack that it's things would have gotten a little bit clunky.
Yeah, I've never run swarms before, and it was okay.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to have had the chance to use them. I just need to get a little bit more descriptive with how they eat shit and die.
Yeah, you just need to make sure and watch the Thriller video.
Yeah. Dude, I think Darren was just gonna go in there and yeet the boss until he ate those two fucking those fire breath cones.
Yeah.
So, but I thought I for one am more of a fan of variant monsters. So you have the regular stat block and then the variants of that. I like that because it mixes it up a little bit. Especially if you're familiar with the creature and what it can do. And I just thought, well, if he's a stitched horror, of course he's going to have random body parts on him and do all this wild shit. I also thought it was good how Bruto dispelled the
magic
pentagram.
Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, it was feeding him necrotic energies. And yeah. And good use of counterspell because, dude, I kept thinking, oh, it's going to be nasty if he throws that fireball in there.
Yeah, I was I'm just going to use a 4th level spell slot to make sure that doesn't happen.
That was call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah. It's like having that spell prepared. Like, I don't normally prepare to spell magic, but I always have at least like counterspell and fireball prepared for my third
Oh
levels.
yeah. I mean, dude, we're in a high magic setting now. It's almost a necessity if you got access to it,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of fucking nasty spells out there. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I will get with you this weekend on the Cauldron, and anything else you want to check out at the library, we can talk about too.
Sounds good.
All right, Petey. Well, I will see you on Friday for Fuff.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Fuff Warden.
All right.
See you later, man. Thanks for coming. Hope it was fun.
Thanks for DMing, Klein.
Of course, buddy. I love it. I'll catch you next week too.
All right, man.
Later, bro.
Peace.